Good afternoon, or good evening, my friends. I am your host, Mr. Unspeakable, and we're here today to do an episode 14 of Just Another Conversation. And I welcome all of you from all walks of the world, from all walks of life. I welcome to all of you who are injured, all of you who are rejected, all of you who are desperate for help, all of you who are misunderstood, all of you with illnesses and mental illnesses like anxiety, panic attacks, PTSD, ADHD, all of you who are misunderstood. And if I already said that, I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel. This is just another conversation, and please feel free to ask any questions and tell me your story. I would love to hear what you have to say, and I will give you my response. Hey, how you doing, Julian? Subscribe, my friend. Let's grow this channel. This is our community. Hey, thank you guys. What's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. Hey, once again, thanks. I made a really short video earlier. I was in the woods, and I actually didn't really help too much because I had a really severe panic attack in the middle of the woods, and I was surrounded by nothingness. I literally ran into my car, and my heart was beating like 170. I was trying to get my dog in the car as fast as possible, and everybody was asking me, "Are you okay?" And I just couldn't answer. I couldn't push the button. I couldn't do anything because it was so severe. Hey, man, I wish you all the best. I hope that your day has been just as great. Hey, Aaron, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. So, today in this episode 14, I just wanted to kind of talk about, as you all know, this is the channel for all of the, just an overall for people who are rejected, right? And for all the walks of life. Because I feel like there's just no room for people like that anywhere. There's no room for me. And I've noticed that it would be a good thing for something like this to exist on YouTube. There's someone there aren't many people that are actually uh, addressing these issues and these problems of mental illness. And I feel like I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be that guy that I can do whatever I can in my power because I suffer from that mental illness, and I wanted to share with all of you, and maybe if I can somehow help someone at the same time. And please subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers. We've already hit 100, and that was amazing. I celebrated by making myself a tea. This is actually a different one. This is not a celery and parsley tea. This is actually today I've changed it up a little bit. Hey, and this one is actually sage tea. Today I've decided to drink a sage tea. For those of you who don't really know about much about sage tea, Well, it's first of all, it's really good for your gut, your overall mental stability. It's supposed to calm you down and make your mind more aware. Is excellent for your circulation and stuff like that. So I kind of go between the sage tea and celery tea and parsley tea and mint tea, stuff like that. I don't drink teas from the store much because who knows how long they've been sitting on the shelf in the store somewhere. Uh, so I'd much rather drink a fresh tea from the store, organic sage tea right here. So, as you all know, this is not a scripted show. I don't come prepared. I just kind of I want this. Every one of my shows, I want them to be kind of natural. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there and read this paper. I don't want to read any kind of paper. I just want to talk about whatever comes to my mind. It might bother some of you. It might not. I don't know. I'm not here to give you an advice, although I could, because I don't want to be blamed for anything out there. But I will talk about my own experiences with this illness and stuff like that, and my experience in the world with different people and stuff like that. I've been all over the world. I've traveled everywhere. Um, so I've seen all kinds of people, of all ages, all sides of the world, and all nationalities and religions. Um, and I've seen how people behave on a daily basis. I've also worked with disabled people. That was one of my jobs that I've had for a while. I have worked with mentally disabled, and I've also worked with physically disabled people. I'm not a doctor, but I would call myself a spiritual doctor. That I am. Not a certified spiritual doctor. I'm just self-proclaimed spiritual doctor, sort of, right? But that's a story for another day. Anyways, let's talk about this another person that lives inside of you or me. There's possibly more than one person living inside of every human, or especially those who have nightmares of other entities following them around, people who just cannot get rid of it, those with the panic attacks and anxieties and PTSD. Those three are very sensitive subject for me because I have all three, and I have to say that I do believe that there's truth to it, and there are people, or I would say past souls or the ghosts who who the energy can enter. The energy can't enter your body from somewhere else. There is energy out there. It could come from all sorts of places. I mean, how can you otherwise explain that your body does what it does without you being able to control it? There's something inside. And hey, thank you for all the comments. What a beautiful comment. Just love this. It's so wonderful. Thank you guys, man. I got a popsicle. I got what else? Let's see, palm tree. Wow, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for all the smiles. Love it. Now, if you've ever had a panic attack, like I just had one in the woods when I was there earlier, um, to me usually happens from like closed in spaces. And And once it hits you and grabs a hold of you, it's almost impossible to get away. It's as if somebody is holding you, kind of like a bear hug, and no matter how much you try to, let yourself break free, you just can't. But I have read this. I don't remember what book, but there is as a possibility of an entity living within you. Okay, someone in the past who's passed away, and their energy, their soul, takes over and lives, finds a body like you, like me, like anybody else out there, a live body, injured body, and they just move in and they try to take it and control it and have it for themselves. Now, that's what I believe it happens to me. It is not the truth for everybody else. And I've been through a war since I was 15 years old. What makes people lose control? My father-in-law, he was the most patient man in the world. Mm, I've never met a more of a patient person than my father-in-law. My father-in-law, who was a psychiatrist, who it doesn't matter what you can say to this man, there's no way that he will lose his cool. And God bless his soul, I've known him for over 20 years. Unfortunately, he's not with me anymore at work with us. Uh, there were times when I would just go absolutely crazy, and this man would just come up to me and say just a simple word of like, calm down. You know, he had that voice. He had that. There's something about his voice that was really calming. That's kind of like what my father-in-law was. He was one of those guys. Always listen to these tapes about spirituality, and um, he even had this little a gadget that he bought on the internet that was sending kind of like a shock waves. It was like a little plastic box about this big that had a switch on the side, and they had these little clips that you were supposed to clip onto your ears. I don't know what this thing is called. I think I have it here somewhere. I will try to find this thing and show it to you guys in the next episode. It was supposed to be a gadget that, um, through some kind of electrical pulses through your ears, it does something to your brain that controls, that's making your movement or your of your arms and your legs better, or something like that. I still have that somewhere in my luggage when I was moving. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but I would come up to him and say, like, what is that? What is even this? Why are you shocking your own ears? And this thing will literally shock you, like almost like a lighter. When you take a lighter apart, and that top of the lighter, that kind of thing that zips you, it was kind of like that. It almost felt like a needle poking you, like a really slight poke. So this little gadget's supposed to send electrical shocks through your ears, through your brain. I don't even know if it was safe. There was some guy on the radio on NPR that he's heard, some scientist who would alter brain function through these like a really low frequency electrical shocks. I never really understood how that whole thing worked. But he actually spent like $100 buying this thing, and he's used it every day for many years. I don't know what it actually did to him. Um, I tried one time, and I didn't like the feeling of these electrical shocks going through my ears, into my head. Uh, it's supposed to alter the way your brain is. It's supposed to do something to your brain, make it younger or old. I don't know, but I do have that gadget here somewhere. I will show it to you guys in the next episode tomorrow. I will find it. I will show you this little gadget that sends electrical waves through your body. There's really not much to it. It's just a little box with a switch. Very simple. Um, so this man, my father-in-law, uh, he worked as a psychiatrist many years, and I've had talks with him about people, just people in general. Um, he was the most non-confrontational person you ever meet, um, and he's taught me throughout the years to try to control my anger and my feelings in a uh, moment of anger and in moments of um, if you're in a fight with your spouse or your best friend, in those moments when you're about to explode and you want to punch the walls and you want to hurt someone, and when you feel like your whole life is just about to sink into the deepest of the depths and you will never be able to get it back. I've been there. And then this man, my father-in-law, who I've known for many couple of decades or more, and his voice, all he needed to do is say something, and it would instantly calm me down. Some people just have that power to just do it with their voice. You know, he would just randomly show up out of nowhere and just pull out his wallet. He was a great man. I think we should have more men, more people in general like him in the world, more generous people. The world is in need of generosity, of more generous people out there. We need more generous people, more goodness. We need more understanding. There just isn't enough. There's very low percentage of those people that are out there. And I wish that parents would address that to their kids about, hey, if you see someone on the street begging for money, if you have a couple of dollars, give it to them. I mean, what are you going to do with a couple of dollars? It's a dollar or two, but it might mean the world to this person who is on the street. I mean, imagine living on the street. Imagine having to beg for money every day to survive, in the winter, in the hottest days of summers. Most of the people are just gonna walk by you and make snarky comments, like, hey, why don't you get a job? But most of those people don't know that they could be in that same spot. It's just a matter of time. You just never know what's gonna happen. Just like my mother was walking down the streets of one of the cities in Bosnia, and she just came back from visiting me, and they were walking down to a restaurant to go grab some lunch, and there was a young man. I believe that he's. I believe that it was his. They were his kids, and my mother instantly, because that's how great of a woman she is. My father was the same way. Very, very generous people. She pulled out, I think it was, she said $25. And just remember, my aunt was with her. She pulled out 25 bucks and handed to the person that was on the street. And they were so thankful. They were so happy. They were just like, oh my God, thank you so much. This is really going to help us. I can buy lunch for my kids. I can, I can make their day better now because of that $25. The $25 goes a long way over there. So, and just as my mother was about to give this $25 to this homeless person with the two kids on the side of the road, my freaking aunt goes, why in the hell would you do that? She's like, why would you give them $25? And I'm like, my mom's like, are you serious right now? Don't you see that it's a father with two kids on the side of the road with no food, barely any clothes? They're probably starving. Besides, it's my money, she said. I want to help them out. And that's just what kind of relatives I have. They're rich and cheap. They are rich, but yet cowardly. You know, just like when my dad passed away, I remember, and this is a true story. I'm telling you right now. If I was there to hear my brother say these words, I probably would have gotten into a fight with him, and I most likely would would have I would have hurt him bad for saying this. But after my father passed away, I wasn't able to come visit from all the way from the United States over there because my passport was expired and all that stuff. I had to get new documents and all that. And it takes time, and simply didn't have time to make it to the funeral, and I felt terrible. I still feel terrible about it, and I wish my dad would forgive me. Um, but the rest of the family, most of the family showed up. Not everyone, but you know, closest family showed up. Like two of my cousins and my aunt, my uncle, my brother. They came to my mom's house and to pay a visit and say, you know, pay, pay their condolences and stuff like that. When people die, what happens? Families get together, and so my brother, as soon as my mother opened the door, my brother said, "Mother, I am so sorry, but I don't have the money to help with Dad's funeral. I have to buy a washing machine." My brother bought a fucking washing machine after my dad passed, and he didn't want to put a penny into helping to bury him. When I heard about that, I wanted to freaking, I wanted to just, I wanted to hurt him so bad because I felt like he deserved it. He definitely deserved it. But okay, my mother ended up paying for everything. And I'm just telling you that this world needs more people who are generous and who understand others. There's simply no other way to explain that but to say we need good people in general, just good people, good soul, good heart. All we have nowadays is people who are fucking obsessed with their asses and their boobs and their plastic surgeries and their followers on their Instagrams and their social medias, and nothing else in the world interests them. Nothing ever crosses their mind like helping others. It's unbelievable to me. But even that will catch up with those people one of these days. Yesterday I was at the store here, close by where I live. Living word. I don't even know what that means, but okay. What is that emoji? I don't know what the fuck that is. Cake? What is that? So funny, man. You know, that's the thing. Like, people come out here and they really think that they can shame me. Some of these people, there's few people out there, who come out here and they listen and they think, man, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But I'm telling you, I do. And can't shame me. There's nothing that anyone can do on this alive that can embarrass me or shame me or any of that. I'm just too fucking smart for that shit. And I don't pay attention to stupidities like that. I, in general, don't really care about stupidities of the world. There's way too much of the stupidity in the damn world. And we seem to be living by it. Most of us, anyways. Most of us. Most of us look at other people and how they live, and we try to copy the way they live. But yet, little we know, those that we follow in all these social medias, most of them are just fake. Fake. Oh, fake to the core. And you go ahead and follow a fake person. I open up. I open up my heart to you guys, tell you my true stories, and I feel good about it. There's nothing here to be ashamed of. I've never been ashamed of anything. I've been through a lot in my life. There's nothing in this world that I should be ashamed of, and I never was. I was a drug addict and an alcoholic, and I've been a refugee. I've been through a war. I've seen people go from having everything to having nothing. Like I myself, well, I didn't have everything, but I've had some stuff, and I've became. We've had nothing overnight. Imagine you work your whole life, 20, 30 years, like my parents did, and just next day you wake up and you got nothing. Everything. Your cars are gone, your house is gone, your pool is gone, your family is gone, everything is freaking gone. There's nobody else but you. It's a scary thought. It's a scary feeling, I am telling you. And then I get people here trying to shame me, and some of them try to think that they can somehow make me feel embarrassed. Well, keep trying. Not gonna happen. As long as I have my CHD, I don't think it will happen. Now, I do strongly believe in the times when we experience those really strong panic attacks, when our bodies encounter self control without you controlling it, there is something else controlling it, but it's not you. Because when the panic attack when it happens, from my experience, you can't uh, control your body. It is almost impossible to move, to stand up, walk, think straight. I don't remember one time when I've gotten a panic attack that I was able to think straight. I never was. Um, but I did try to take deep breaths and try not to really think about it and concentrate on it, because the more you concentrate on that, the more you're feeding into it. So don't concentrate on it. Think of something else in the time when you get that panic attack. And it's really easily said and done, but that is how you beat it. That's how you beat every panic attack. Every anxiety attack is by trying to take your mind. It's almost like you steal the panic attack's mind and you control its mind. And that's how you do it. And then whatever this thing is, it will leave you alone, I promise you. But it's not easy. You gotta practice. You gotta practice to be able to, when it hits you, because it hits you so fast you don't have time to think. That's the biggest problem. When your heart starts to go fast and your palm starts to sweat and you start to get tingles, and it you just don't, it comes out of nowhere. You just don't have time to come up with any kind of solution. So you gotta practice ahead of time. Like ahead of time, you have to kind of predict this whole thing yourself and then stop it, if you know what I mean. Well, just want to say thank you all guys for showing up tonight. Thank you for amazing likes and an amazing words. Thank you for the words of support from a few of you that have showed, and that's all that matters to me. It matters to me. All it takes is one nice word of support for me, and I'm good for the rest of the day. If 30 people tell me I suck, and I get one person that tells me that I don't, that one person matters the most to me. It don't matter to me what other 50 people have to say. It only matters to me what that one person has to say. Okay? If it's positive, that's all that matters. Because I get sometimes these negative ass people coming over here and trying to embarrass me and shame me. It's just not going to happen. It's not, it can happen to low character people. See, I'm not a low character person. I've been through too much in my life to be able to fall for some nonsense, blah, blah, blah talk, you know? So I've been here for over 36 minutes, about 36 minutes. Um, Thank you for all the kind words, man. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to bring that gadget, that little gadget that spreads electrical waves through your body, that my father-in-law used to alter your, to help you. I guess it helps you concentrate. I don't know. Uh, I have it somewhere in my house, but I will try to find it and bring it in the next episode. Thank you so much for all the likes. Subscribe if you can. It will really help. Um, I'm trying to build a community of people who are talked down to and people who are rejected, people who are not understood by the society. I am that person. I was never understood for my illnesses and my addiction by others. I was always been I was always criticized and always uh, never really understood, and I want this place to be for all of us. We can all talk about our problems, even if you just don't say anything, just say a nice kind word. That's all that matters. That's all you have to do. That's the only thing that helps. A word kind word opens steel doors. Just remember. So I will let you guys go. Thanks again for this episode 14 of Just Another Conversation. I'm your host, Mr. Unspeakable, and we will be seeing you maybe later tonight. I was gonna make a bonus episode. And thank you for all of you who have given me likes. Thank you for all of you who have subscribed, and it really means a lot to me. Um, so I might come out later tonight, make an extra episode, and we'll talk about the spiritual alternation through, I guess, going through electrical waves, going through your body and stuff like that. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you and ciao.